Hello everybody, Stanislav is here, and this is Systemy Защиты, Orsk. Today we will install the blocker Perekhvat-Universal on the Kia Rio 3. First, let's check the configuration of our order. Perekhvat-Universal consists of the housing of the blocker, two sets of screws, standard and shortened, glass stickers, and installation instructions. Here is the warranty card with our warranty obligations. The Perekhvat blocker itself is a lock and a set of two keys. As you can see, the keys are in an opaque sealed package. There is also a protective crown in our complete set. This is an additional accessory for the Perekhvat-Universal blocker. It is an additional protection against sewing. So, first of all, it is necessary to get ready for the installation of the Perekhvat-Universal blocker. For the installation we need a housing, degreaser, alcohol or acetone will do, 8 mm hexagon and a tube, in order to increase the lever for maximum tightening of the screws. Let's start the installation. In the first place, we thoroughly moisten the napkin with acetone and degrease the housing and the steering shaft itself. Next, we throw the housing upon the shaft and engage the screws. By the way, we are installing the Perekhvat-Universal blocker on the Kia Rio of the third generation. So we put short screws, since the shaft is less than 20 mm in diameter. By the way, at the time of installation, it is very important to tighten the screws in parallel to prevent distortion of the housing and tighten the screws correctly. So, we almost tightened the housing on the shaft, but the steering wheel in the position of the wheels straight and put the housing correctly, so that it faces us. That is, we will put a blocker on this side. Here, in this position, slightly tighten the screws, and then specifically on this car we will turn the steering wheel in order to conventionally tighten the screws as much as possible. Now we need a tube. We put on the hexagon, increase the lever and tighten the screws as much as possible. We've installed the housing on the steering shaft. Now you need to check and make sure that the housing does not touch any element in the area of the pedals. So, we installed the housing, tightened the screws well. Now open the keys and check the reliability of fixing the housing on the steering shaft. Install the lock in the housing. The lock is installed. Now we start the car. To turn on the power steering and check the reliability of fixing the housing on the shaft. Look, there is the radius of the steering wheel rotation with the installed lock. But pay attention to the radius of the wheel's rotation. We checked the reliability of fixing the housing on the steering shaft. Now remove the Perekhvat-Universal blocker and once again make sure that the housing doesn't touch any element in the area of the pedals. By the way, to remove the Perekhvat-Universal blocker, we need a key. It is necessary to match the mark on the key and the mark on the blocker. I'll show you how easy it is. That's it, the blocker is in my hand. Here is a mark on the blocker, here is a mark on the key. Insert the key and remove the blocker. Let me remind you about the accessory for the blocker, a protective crown. Now I will demonstrate the installation with it. The Perekhvat is installed. Well, now we remove the Perekhvat with the crown. Thus, dear friends, we have demonstrated the installation of our Perekhvat-Universal blocker on the Kia Rio 3. By the way, we have already put the sticker on the glass. Now the attackers will be warned that there is a powerful mechanical protection on this car. It was me, Stanislav, Systemy Защиты Plus. Take care of yourself and your property.